Hey guys and ghouls, welcome back to the Cozy Ghost. I'm your host October, and today we are playing First Snow! After what happened in the last episode, oh my god! Welcome back to the day after. A loud yawn fills the living room, the droning of the television briefly overshadowed. The scene couldn't be more normal. Rose lounging about on the couch watching the morning news, the sounds of traffic outside, heading off to work, and me, stumbling around pulling on the last of my clothes as the morning's lessons loom. One thing is different now, though. You've got a girlfriend! Just thinking about what happened last night makes my heart race, but I have no idea what's supposed to happen after something like that. What happens when I see Eileen again? How close am I meant to be with her now that we're going out? Then there's the kiss itself playing over and over in my mind, the feeling of her soft lips on mine, the way she looked so flustered afterwards.
Oh!
Ow! A sharp pain from my shin brings me back into the real world, bending down to rub my poor leg, revealing the cause to be walking into a chair. The feeling of embarrassment isn't helped by Rose looking over in concern. I thought Rose had kicked her in the shin. I don't know why, but that's what I thought had happened.
You right?
Definitely. It's nothing, just bumped my leg. Not sick or something, are you? You're even more clumsy than usual today. I know I'm layering it on really thick, but I can't do it any other way. I'm fine, just didn't sleep much last night. It's times like this that normally being a morning person doesn't pay off. I shrug off her concern as best I can, distracting myself by throwing on my clothes to prepare for the chill outside. Just take it easy, alright? The ice is bad enough out there already.
Okay.
I will. The walk down the road towards campus does me good, giving time for my mind to settle and get back to the daily routine. Not everything is quite the same, though. My footsteps feel light, and what's typically an arduous walk feels unusually easy. I'm not quite dancing in the streets, but the day feels just a little brighter than usual. It's nice. The snowfall's been getting heavier now that it's December. I pass a few people standing outside buildings while looking mournfully at their roofs, plotting how to dislodge the snow piled on top. The traffic's also slowed to a crawl, rolling by carefully. Ads for Christmas sales on television are into full swing by now, which reminds me that I should get my shopping done when I have some free time. I think I can scrape together enough money to buy a little something for everyone in my family. And then there's Christmas cards for my new friends here, not mentioning organizing a trip home for the break. Christmas is meant to be relaxing, but it feels like there's so much to organize for it. Coming up to the campus, I try to focus my thoughts back onto school for the time being. Thankfully, the paths here are better cleared, if nothing else. As students file in past the gate, my heart skips a beat as I recognize a particular blonde girl. She looks back and notices me as I skip up to meet her, her usual tired expression unwavering. I've never met someone so far from a morning person.
Hi.
Morning.
Allison.
Oh! Hey, Allison. With that, the both of us begin the walk in side by side. Although all thoughts of schoolwork leave my mind as I try to stop myself glancing at Eileen, furtively trying to work out exactly how I'm expected to act around her. The part where we admit we're interested in each other is also where most of the romance movies I've seen end, and I've never gone out with anyone before. Then there's the fact that neither of us has said a word to each other beyond a quick greeting. That's so real, though. I'm pretty sure I thought this game was going to end when they got together. I try to comfort myself with the thought that it's probably the same for Eileen, too. It's always so hard to read her poker face. Time for the Lady Gaga song. Good grief, it's cold today. She's not thinking at all about yesterday, is she? No, she probably is. With a long breath, it feels like all my restlessness leaves me. Eileen's relaxed attitude makes me feel embarrassed for getting so worked up after seeing her again. How are you so confident about this? You know, with us going out and everything? I'm just really good at faking it. Hanging my head, I give up on ever trying to read her. The grin Eileen gives me makes me feel better about today in an instant. Her normally cold demeanor, just for a moment, is pierced by that sincere smile that peeks through. A smile which soon evaporates, collapsing into something else entirely. Is something wrong? I just remembered something troublesome. Caprice. I almost ask why before the obvious hits me. With my thoughts finally moving beyond the girl at my side, the implications of all this become clearer. Should we just tell her? I'd rather not. I'd rather not. You know Caprice as well as I do. I don't want her to make a fuss about us getting together. Then again, she'll probably work it out herself. She's not stupid. She knows to pay attention if I'm serious. Besides, is there really that much harm in letting her be happy for us? My serious tone in defense of Caprice seems to catch Eileen off guard. It catches me a little off guard too.
Fine.
Fine. If you're going to tell her, then I want to be there too. The discussion comes to an end, yet I find myself not wanting to leave despite having nothing further to say in particular. It seems Eileen has the same problem as she awkwardly mills about, the chatting students passing around us, only making the silence between us more pointed. Would it be okay to kiss her, here and now? Yesterday in the park, we did it without thinking. Eileen's always so awkward about physical affection that I'm not sure she'd like it, especially in public. What I'm thinking must have been plain to see as Eileen reaches down, placing her hand on top of my head and scruffing it around in response. It might be an odd way for her to show her feelings, but I can't say I hate the gesture. I feel my cheeks blushing as her hand rubs my head, enjoying every moment until she stops. Eileen's awkwardness around all this makes me feel better about my own uncertainty. Everything will work out fine. I'm sure of it. Ever the optimist. We better get to classes. See you at the club, I suppose. She sure doesn't seem to share my optimism as she waves and walks off, nor my like of our new club. I'm sure she'll come around, though. With the afternoon wearing on, I trudge up the familiar route to the second floor of the arts building, the sound of raised voices coming from up ahead, easily audible in the otherwise dead silent hallways. If I'm not mistaken, they're coming from the art room itself. Steeling myself for what's to come, I sigh and head on up to the door inside. Eileen and Caprice have already arrived as usual, each standing on the opposite side of a table as they fume at each other. Their heads snap towards me in unison the moment the door rattles open, making my heart skip a beat. Yes? Help me talk some sense into this woman, please.
Eileen!
Just relax. As art club president, I have everything under control. Everything except the club part. I mean, I would have thought a club needed things like official paperwork, an advisor, funding for supplies that haven't been pilfered from the real art classes. Basically, more than an excited proclamation of a club existing. That's why I'm working on the posters. Feeling sorry for the heavily sighing Eileen, my eyes drift to said posters lying on the table between them. I walk over and tentatively take a look at the one sitting on top, its sharp graphics and color scheme catching the eye. They do look nice.
Thank you!
See? People will love them. I may say that, but it's a little obvious this is out of her comfort zone when it comes to art. Her sketching is always nice, but her work with paints come off as a little crude. Still, trying new things is to be praised.
Caprice.
Think about this logically. It's nearly Christmas. All the students are going to be on break soon. Even if they weren't, nobody would be looking for a club to join around now anyway. I wouldn't exactly say that. Caprice is quick in the draw as she leans over and latches onto my shoulder, beaming a smug look of victory at her opponent. I feel like I've been reduced to a useful prop in an argument, but Caprice isn't wrong. Eileen looks physically pained as she groans in frustration. She did walk right into that one. In what could only be interpreted as the universal sign of giving up, she shakes her head and starts to walk away, retreating to the cabinet to grab her things. It looks like posters will be the accomplishment of today as far as the club goes. I suppose it doesn't hurt to try and draw in some more members. Hopefully you can get him soon, too. I want to have another club outing, and the more the merrier. And like I declared, we're going to make the pizza place a regular thing for the club.
Sure thing.
I'm up for it. I love of my life. Eileen looks drearily at the traitor to her cause, but knows her goose is cooked as she hangs her head. I swear she looks more tired than usual.
Exactly.
Then it's settled. Caprice goes back to fussing over her posters, brushing off some specks of dust that have settled on the paint. Taking advantage of the distraction, I look to Eileen. She grimaces as I pointedly flick my eyes back to our companion, plainly hoping to leave this for another day by her reaction. Reluctantly, Eileen sets her paints down and plods back over like a child accepting their bitter medicine. In hindsight, perhaps she was trying to use her painting as an excuse not to deal with this. Caprice is one of my few friends, however. I feel bad hiding this from her. Even if we tried to, she'd just poke and poke until one of us eventually spilled the beans.
What's up with you two?
About that.
Caprice, there's something we need to tell you.
Alright. Hopefully she's super supportive. If she's not, I'm going to be very upset. What else? Oh, I had another thought. Oh well.
To make this absolutely clear, this does not leave the room. Do you understand?
So true.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll bet.
Eileen and I have started... it just happened recently, but...
We're going out.
So true. Get it, Eileen. They're such good communicators. I feel Eileen take my hand in hers. I worry for a second about the sweatiness of my palm, but feeling her hand closing around mine settles my nerves. Never realized how warm someone else's hand could feel. As her fingers tighten, I realize something else. Eileen's settling herself just as much as me.
Like, dating? So you guys are both...
Gay? Yes.
Ooh.
So true! My guess that Caprice wouldn't go too wild turns out to be true, with even her surprise feeling a little exaggerated for effect.
Well then, aren't you glad you can do art together all the time now?
Girl!
Look, we don't need any help, much less help from you.
But...
Oh.
It's alright. I appreciate what you've done. Just don't go too crazy helping things along. Promise?
I love you. I have mixed feelings about you.
Promise.
Good.
Sounds like things are lively in here.
What? That's awkward! Our gazes snap toward the doorway, Wallace strolling in with an expression more bored than in the least bit surprised. Eileen's hand lets go of mine, but the warmth remains as I reflectively feel my hand with the other to recount the sensation. Oh, is she scared of Wallace finding out? I'm glad Eileen is a more collected person than I am, calmly playing off the interruption. Just as she's about to greet him, though, Millie slides around his large figure and into the room. The gang is back together!
You're looking cheerful today. We just finished our own club work, so we thought we'd pop by.
Wallace is in the writing club with Millie. He responds to my surprised look with a shrug, clearly trying to avoid setting off Caprice.
Only for now.
Only until I graduate from this place. I'm not joining this club, no matter how many times you ask.
Guys, I have a feeling he's gonna join the club. Just a feeling.
You make it sound like being here is some horrible fate.
I smile a little at Eileen suddenly finding some pride in the art club now that someone's spoken against it.
As for what I actually came here for, Hailey was wanting us to join her for takeout.
Oh, right! Takeout! Lead the way!
Who the fuck is Hailey? Millie gives us a polite wave goodbyes. Caprice skips over to pick up her hoodie on the way out. Unfortunately for Caprice, Eileen doesn't let her go so easily.
Club.
Girl!
Today's art club meeting is over. Good work,
Bruh! With a thumbs up from Caprice, the two disappear out the door and head off down the hallway. The three of us are left to our own devices after they leave. While I think Wallace to be a perfectly nice person, I'm still not really sure how to act around him. With Caprice no longer being the center of attention, the familiar self-consciousness I have around strangers flares up once again. It seems I'm not alone in not quite knowing what to say. Wallace and Eileen doing little more than awkwardly mill around. Given that they're good friends, it makes me think something's going on.
I've told her, Wallace. You don't need to keep your mouth shut anymore.
As he lets out a sigh of relief, it finally clicks.
Wait, you knew about Eileen and I?
Eileen, yes. Not you, though.
Ah, that's... He knew! I fucking knew he knew! God. I said it.
Going by the fact this didn't just become intensely awkward, I'm going to say things worked out?
Yes. That's so fucking funny. Eileen takes my opposite shoulder and shakes me lightly.
So,
Well, I'm happy for you too. Hope it works out.
Thanks, Wallace. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
told you I'd find someone who could put up with me.
That's not the kind of thing you should say about yourself. Guess I'll get out of your way then. Just take things easy, okay?
We will.
What did he mean by that? We give each other our goodbyes before he leaves, his unmistakably large figure slowly disappearing around the orange-lit hallway. And then there were two.
Huh?
I thought you didn't want to tell anyone. Wallace is different. He's known I like girls since we were in high school. He's known I like you for a while now, too. Yeah, no shit, we all knew! I feel myself blush. The thought that Eileen talked to Wallace about me like that makes me smile. Suppose we'd better head home too, given the club meet's over. Guess so. It's an obvious invitation for us to leave together, but I find my feet stuck. I know I'll see her again tomorrow,
What?
but... Something on your mind? I don't really know how to phrase this, but... What happens now? The expression she gives is one of genuine thought rather than judging me for being so lost. It's only now that I wonder if this is actually her first relationship or not. If it is, that makes my confusion a lot more embarrassing. That's up to you as much as it is me, you know? I guess school has got us for the week, but how about we go for a date on Saturday? Be good to get some use out of the car for once.
Oh!
Yes, that would be good. Yes, let's do that. I can drive us, so just give a heads up once you've worked something out. As I consider the prospect, I can see a little excitement from Eileen at the idea of going on our first date, though I doubt she's realized it herself. As silence settles in the room, I see my chance. Kiss her! Allison? Kiss her! Oh, that's good too. Taking Eileen's hand in mine and raising myself to my toes, I close my eyes and let my chin push forward. My heart feels to stop for a fleeting moment, my lips gently pressing to Eileen's as our hands intertwine. Calm down. Calm down, Stewie. As our lips part and I come back down, my heart makes up for lost time. Come to think of it, I guess that's the first time I've ever kissed somebody myself. I have to admit the physical side of us being together is nice, even if it is awkward. I can't help but feel the sensation lingering despite the moment having passed, filling me with warmth. Even Eileen, so normally placid and stoic, looks flushed. The two of us end up standing around like complete dorks, the only sound being the trees rustling outside. I've been wanting to do that since this morning. I swear you're getting bolder by the day. With a gentle smile, Eileen reaches over and rubs my hair. Even if I still don't quite know how to react when she does so, I can feel my head leaning into it and a dumb grin spreading on my face. I know I keep doing this, but it's so easy. That was this episode of First Snow. If you like this video, maybe hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, maybe leave a comment about what you think's gonna happen next, or pretty much anything. I'll respond to your comments if you comment something down below, so comment. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!